See love in all things.
Hello everyone, this is Chrism, and I would like to invite you to another conversation about your Kundalini awakening process. In this conversation, I would like to discuss with you the idea and the reality of the dark night of the soul. Okay? The dark night of the soul comes to a person as a way of teaching, as a way of an education. It is not a punishment. Okay? It is something that a person needs to experience so that they can really develop their trust within the Kundalini awakening process. This is a test by the Kundalini given to the individual. Well, how great is their devotion? How solid is their trust? How strong is their patience? What level of endurance can they have? Where are they inside of this process? It typically does not come about as an activated sequence. In other words, it's not activating the Kundalini. You know, you'll hear a lot of people going, "Oh, I had the dark night of the soul and it was so terrible, and then my Kundalini activated." No, that's not typically how things go. Typically how things go is you have the Kundalini, you go through various stages of the Kundalini, and then boom, you're in the dark night. You're surrounded by nothingness. There's no thing. You are no thing, and yet you are there, and yet you are no thing, and yet you are there. And the nothingness is terrifying. The silence is terrifying. Some people will be besieged by entities, and that's terrifying, especially when you're not used to it. Some people will be besieged by feelings of complete isolation. That can be harsh too. All levels of the dark night of the soul are explored. All levels of human understanding, of human, of the depth of hurt, of the depth of pain, the depth of struggle, the depth of all of these different harder and challenging qualities of human existence. They come up. And one of the big tests is, how do they handle this? How does my Kundalini child handle these challenges? Let me tell you, a divine transformation is not for the faint of heart. Okay? This isn't a lovely Hallmark fuzzy-wuzzy card saying, "Hi, blessings of the Kundalini upon you." No. I mean, there can be moments that way, of course. Typically not, though. Typically, it's about you and your transformation and your education of yourself from the Kundalini within that transformation. You understand? It is not about that which caused the Kundalini to awaken. That can be traumatic too. The Chinese have that saying, may you balance all your karma in one life. Well, in Kundalini terms, that happens to a lot of people who come into the Kundalini. From their incarnation into the body, they're molested, or they have a disease, or they have accidents, or they have emotional catastrophes. They balance a lot of karma in the lifetime in order to become even awakened to the Kundalini. This is true. This is a truth. But the dark night of the soul comes within the Kundalini process. And so as you surrender to the Kundalini, as you trust the Kundalini, as you allow darkness to come within you and the challenges to come within you, say, "Yes, yes, I am ready. I will do as thou wilt have me do." and you surrender to the Kundalini completely, without hesitation, you will begin to witness yourself within the dark night of the soul as a brilliant light within the darkness. It is for you. The dark night is for you. It is your classroom. And it allows you to grow and to be nurtured, but not by the luminous sense, not by the lighted, beautiful rays of Kundalini that often, that for the most part, a person has. We must also go into the darkness. We must be able to be alone with ourselves, completely isolated. We need to understand that. I will be speaking more on this subject, but at another time. Thank you for watching.
See